In this video, find out if the bus will start. I went ahead and sped up the time between when I turned over the engine, because who wants to watch smoke blowing in the air? Our bus does not currently have a block heater. That's something that we were considering adding. And since this is about 40 degrees out, probably would help, even in this warmer weather. Just gonna bring you along for a little peek at the roof. I got my ladder set up here. Just running the bus. It's been a couple, I guess it's 2 weeks, maybe a little more. So need to let that motor run. The air all aired up. I'm sure it's all, good to go. Anyway, so I'm going to flip this around and we'll go look at the roof. Hang on. Okay, go up the ladder. Hang on. Hopefully this isn't too good and steady. And okay, he's got a nice coating on here and it's in good shape. It's dirty, but that's the one max air for him. That's the emergency exit hatch. I think they're 320 watt panels. They need to be cleaned. You can see that. But everything looks good up here. That's a great system for mounting the solar panels. Very secure. And then that's the Starlink. Put it up all the way on here. Okay. So, yeah. So, I think we're going to want to travel with this down. Anyway, there's the looking from the back to the front, top of the bus. All right. It's actually my first time seeing this up here at all. So I'm going to do a little more exploring. Okay, so here's the front. I haven't measured it yet. I need to see, but you can see I can reach. It's about halfway up the windshield, and I can reach about around about 8 feet. So it's probably about 10 feet tall, right up at the front. Excuse me. The headlights have been redone. So they put in LED, which are super nice. I asked the seller about the high beam because there's 2 lights and only 2 were on, which would have been low beam, and he said that he didn't know that if there was a high beam or not. And I am old enough to know about the old foot switch from the 80s, and that's what this bus has. It's a 1984. It is a Crusader. I think it's a 2, also known as an MC9 model. We like the vintage look. The stainless steel is cool. Wiper motors need work. They are air powered, as is almost everything on this bus. The mirrors are manual, not electric. the washer sprayers, which are the tubes there on the right here. They are disconnected. They're not hooked up to where they should be because they don't work right now. And the windshields need to be resealed. All the rubber's bad. We've got a little bit of leak happening in some of them, but the glass is good. So if we move down here, we got the door. Let's see if I can get this all. It's very tight where it's parked. Paint needs work. You know, it's an 84. You can see up there a little bit, the 6 panels, the solar panels that are up there. And then the windows are all original on the sides. They have hinges there at the top. They tip out for emergency exit and for opening. One thing about these buses that's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is that you can kind of see this brown right here, this line. Those cabinets are mounted, that's the back of the inside. And they're mounted level to the floor inside. So the floor of the bus slopes from the front to the back. And you can't really see it on the body and the windows, but that's what it does. So the wheels, looks like I need a axle seal, maybe bearings on that one. I can see a little oil leaking on that. The tires are old, but they did okay on the trip. I need to get a tire pressure monitoring system because everything that I'm learning about these huge tires is that the most important thing about safely running them is tire pressure. Even more so than the whether they're retreads or not, interestingly enough, according to National Highway Transportation studies. We're going to need to find some stuff. This rubber here, you can see as the attachments have rotted, so we need to find that. We've got some spots of rust we have to deal with. Not surprising. We've got some spots where rivets need to be replaced here, a couple of, some bubbling paint and window seals. Around the back, we have some rear bumper work. I hope the leaves aren't too noisy. That was cobbled together and cut, and this electrical wire was the not the previous owner before us really cobbled together their shore power to connect electrical and just ran this interior wire, not even a ground contact rated insulated wire, and ran it up through the engine compartment into the bus, and then daisy chained it to some outlets. Really sketch. Really, really bad. I will be removing that. And it's not even connected to anything anyway, so it doesn't matter. And on the driver's side, you've got the tag axle, or sometimes called the bogie, single there at the rear, and then the drive axle has the dualies on both sides. And if you're driving and turning, that middle of that tire is the pivot point. So from there, if I can get this whole, this tree is in the way. Okay, sorry. Okay, so from the middle of that tire to the back bumper is the tail swing. So if you turn really sharply, it pivots in the center of this wheel, and the distance, which I haven't measured, it's probably about 10 or 12 feet to the back bumper here, will swing one way or the other depending on which direction you're turning. So you have to turn away from curbs and out of parking spots gently, otherwise your back end will hit signs and parked cars and stuff like that. So one of the considerations when driving. Coming down, we have these luggage bays go all the way through. Right now they have airlocks, and the air system is completely It's not filled, it's not been run, so there is no air in the tanks, and they lock automatically. I discovered after I had them open, and then they got locked in the open position. There's a little, if I go in, maybe you can see right there. There's a little bar that's actually a rod. It's actuated by a little air piston that pulls it back or over, and then when this latch is closed, it goes right into this hole here. So once it's closed and there's a knob that latches it, they're locked unless you open that. And then this is the coach heat and air conditioning, which I have some issues to work out with. I had no heat on the drive. And then this panel is where all of the bus switches are. And then below, down in here, there's another panel. This opens, there's a hinge on this side here. This opens up, and this is where there's a washer fluid tank and access to some other stuff underneath. And you can see here, we're missing the rubber trim piece, so we're gonna have to find that. And we've got a lot of rust underneath, which I haven't even gotten into yet. So that's a kind of not so quick rundown of the outside. Thanks for watching, everybody. Next time, we're going to dig into our search for buses, and it's long and involved, but that's a story for next time.